Hi, my name is Maya Updegrove, and after reading chapter 5, something that I learned and found interesting in this chapter was the use of ICSI, or intracytoplasmic sperm injections. I've heard of the term ICSI before, I just never really knew what it was. A girl that I follow on Instagram actually uses this with her horses, but she does state that this is not, it hasn't always been successful. So like some of her horses do really well with it, some of them don't. So I found that interesting. And then like the book says, this book specifically says it is an in vitro fertilization technique which consists of injecting sperm into the cytoplasm of oocytes or the cells in the ovaries. It's currently used for in vitro fertilization in humans. And to do this, like to transfer genes, sperm from the plasma membrane has been damaged by freezing and thawing, and then is incubated in the presence of the gene that they are interested in incorporating, and then it is further used for fertilization through the ICSI method. This method has proved to be really efficient in mice and pigs. So yeah, I just found that really interesting. And then something that this chapter made me re-examine was the adaptation of pigs for organ transplantation in humans. Like I said, I've heard of this being done before. If you watch Grey's Anatomy, there was an episode on it where a girl was offered it, but she didn't take it, but it was offered, so I've heard of it before. And then we talked a little bit about it at one of my other classes too. And then I did Google some interesting facts that I thought were pretty cool. It's mainly used for kidneys and hearts. And then the first pig to human heart transplant was done January of 2022, and then the first pig to human kidney transplant was done in March of 24. So it's pretty recent. I thought that was kind of interesting. And then so the book says this is being done because the number of available organs for organ donation is increasingly more slow. Pigs are a good candidate for this because they're not too close to humans, but they're also not too far either to be considered for this. And then pigs' genome contain a number of integrated copies of a retrovirus, which could contaminate patients who receive the organ. And then there are some risks that's part of the risks that are considered when performing transplants between different species. The major problem is the control of the rejection mechanism. So like when our bodies like reject an organ or for some reason, which tends to be very strong in these cases. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then the book also talks about an experiment that was done where 62 copies of a virus were inactivated using the CRISPR technique, which we talked about how CRISPR and Cas9 were used in my biology class last semester also. And then in the experiment, it was expected that some neurons from the transgenic pig organ secreting dopamine might be transferred to patients suffering from Parkinson's disease. So yeah, I just found that really interesting. Anyway, thank you.